Hey guys, it's Vera Wild, back again with more general tips for beginning cross-dressers. Today we're going to do something a little bit differently. I'm not going to talk about any particular aspect of the appearance. Instead, I'm going to talk about shopping, because before you can put it on, you have to own it. You have to buy it. Of course, most of us starting out tend to scrounge clothing, usually from a girlfriend or a female relation, a sister, or something like that, oftentimes without their knowledge. And that's a starting place, of course, but eventually you have to have your own stuff, and that does mean that you do have to go out and buy it. Now, the main thing I am going to talk about is just the fear, the inherent fear that we have as cross-dressers that the people in the store, whether it's other customers or the people working there, that they're going to know and they're going to discover us as, because we're a man going and shopping for female things. And it's a very real fear that most of us have, and it causes most of us to very rarely go out and buy things, if at all. Obviously, the easiest solution that I think most of us tend to go with is to shop online rather than going into a store. Now, you can do that, and there's certainly nothing inherently wrong with that, but there are some problems with shopping online. The main one just being the same problem everyone has when you're shopping online. When you don't have it right in front of you, it may not be what you thought it was. So it's particularly true of clothing, and it may not fit the way that you think it's going to fit, or the color may look distinctly different because of the light used for the photograph or the picture on the website you're buying from. So that can end up being rather troublesome. And also returning things bought online is its own special kind of nightmare. But the main thing is when you're shopping is obviously you want to shop and you want to buy and you want to have what you buy work for you. So there is, of course, dress sizes. You need to figure out your dress size, and that is regrettably a big pain in the butt. There are conversion charts out there that you can find online converting sort of male proportions, what it would be in a female dress size, but there are a couple of things to keep in mind. The first is female dress sizes aren't consistent. Now with men, just to say for instance, take pants. When a man gets pants, if he knows he has a 31-inch waist, he gets 31-inch waist pants. 31 inches is 31 inches, no matter what store you buy it from or what brand it is. Women's clothing, the sizes, because it's not based off anything as concrete as a specific measurement, they actually vary and fluctuate from brand to brand or store to store. And actually, with some stores, it's actually got more complicated because some of them have realized that the number dress sizes are kind of arbitrary and have even devised their own system of sizing that's unique to that store. But my overall point is that even when you think you found your size, it might not be exact. Myself, I wear anything from a size 8 to a size 12, or actually in some items even a size 14, just because even though it may be two things may be the same size, if they're cut different, they may not fit the same, and it's all sort of things like that. So there is going to be some trial and error when it comes to dress size. Now, that brings one of the other advantages of sort of getting over your fear and being able to shop in a store. While I think most of us, and I include myself in this, are not bold enough to actually take a female item of clothing into a changing room and try it on there, you can at the very least hold it up, and just seeing it physically in front of you will give you a much better sense of how it will fit you than looking at some picture online where there's no sense of scale or proportion. Now, the main thing that you need to keep in mind in regards to the fear that you're going to have going and shopping for yourself, people don't know. And more to the point, even if they suspect, they don't care. They really don't. Now, when I say people don't know, we always have this paranoia that we go in as a man and pick, spend some time in a women's section and pick women's clothing and go to a checkout, and we're all nervous. And unless you give them a reason to think otherwise, their assumption is going to be that you are buying for a girlfriend, a wife, that you're not shopping for yourself. Why would they think that? Unless you give them some reason to think that. Very few store tellers or patrons' minds are going to go to that place. So it isn't going to be their automatic thought. And even if, particularly in regards to the people working there, the employees, even if they did suspect that maybe you were buying for yourself, they don't care. They don't. As long as you are spending money, as long as you're shopping there, they don't really care who you're buying it for. It doesn't matter to them. And obviously, if you're shopping in a place where you actually personally know the tellers and they know you don't have a girlfriend or a wife, that's its own specific thing. But in general, they don't know, and if they know, they don't care. And that's something that we need to remind ourselves. And we tend to create this idea that everyone's watching, everyone's judging. Nobody's watching. Unless you draw attention to yourself, no one is going to even take notice of you. You'll just go in there, you'll be in the women's section, they'll assume you're buying for the woman in your life, and you take what you want and you head out. It's really just as simple as that. And it is just something that we need to remind ourselves. And it's true of really all of the different things. It's true of clothing, jewelry, even makeup. You know, with makeup, you may want to go in and only buy a few things at a time. Buying a whole load of makeup maybe looks a little bit more odd, but again, depends on the time of year. Buy during Halloween, go ahead and stock up. But my point being is we always get very afraid and very paranoid, but they don't know. And if they do, they don't care. So you should not be afraid to go out and shop for yourself and to find the things that really work for you, because going out in person to a store, you will, over time, it can give you a confidence that you deserve. You should feel confident. You should feel comfortable because what you're doing, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But of course, there is always the fallback. There's always online shopping, but just remember there are issues with that. And also, as I said, with the sizes, be prepared for trial and error. Be prepared to bring something back. I have a pair of jeans that I love, look amazing on me. Had to bring them back twice before I got them in the right size. So I just wanted to give you that bit of reassurance that it's okay. You can go out. You can shop for yourself. You can go into Victoria's Secret and buy lingerie. They will think you're shopping for your girlfriend for her birthday. They will not think you're buying it for yourself. So you can go. You don't have to be afraid. Don't be nervous. It's just shopping. It's like shopping anywhere else. Treat it that way. And it can be a rather rewarding experience. So I just wanted to give that to you because I know a lot of you do get scared, but it's okay. It really is. So until next time, this is Vera Wild.